Hey, welcome. Today we are going to decode a single, incredibly powerful ancient word that could totally change how you see your entire life. Seriously, it's a concept that explains why we get stuck, and maybe more importantly, how we can get free. You ever have one of those days, or let's be real, maybe one of those months, where you just feel locked into a certain way of being? Like you're in work mode and you just can't switch off. Or you're stuck in anxious mode, where every little thing feels like a threat. It's like you're running on some old software program that just colors your entire world. Well, guess what? There's an ancient word for that exact feeling. And that word is Bhava, from the ancient language of Pali. Now, you'll often see it translated as just existence or becoming, but honestly, that simple definition just doesn't do it justice. It doesn't capture its real power. To get that, we have to look a little closer. Okay, so let's start by just taking apart the word itself. Because its hidden meaning, the really cool part, is revealed when you break it down into its two core sounds. So, bhava is made up of two parts. First, you've got ba. This means to appear or to shine. I want you to picture a character stepping onto a stage and bam, they're hit by a spotlight. It's a specific state made totally visible. Then you have va, and va means to flow, to move, to be like the wind. So this isn't a static thing, it's a current, it's a continuous movement. So when you put those two pieces together, what do you get? Bhava is a way of life that appears, that shines, and then flows in a certain direction. But what's pushing it? What's powering that flow? Well, it's fueled by what it has grasped. And there's a word for that too, upādāna, which basically means clinging or attachment. Think of it as the fuel for your state of being. All right, so what does this actually mean for us right now? Well, I want you to think of it like this. It's your mind's very own virtual reality mode. Yeah, you heard that right. Think of Bhava as the VR mode that your mind is running at any given moment. It's the operating system, the background setting. And once this mode is active, it shapes your entire perception of reality. The fuel you grasp, your beliefs, your attachments, your habits, that's what launches the VR program. And the crazy part is, you don't just see the world through this lens, you literally live inside that world. To really nail this down and make this crystal clear, let's walk through 4 modern analogies that I think you'll get right away. First up, let's talk to the gamers out there. Think about what happens when you choose your character class in a game. So the fuel, your upādāna, that's the gear and the skills you choose to equip. If you grasp all the warrior items, the swords, the heavy armor, you activate warrior mode. And that is your bhava. And what happens? Suddenly, the entire game world looks like a battlefield full of threats and challenges. But if you grasp the magical items, the staffs and the spells, you activate mage mode. Now, that exact same world becomes a rich source of magical energy just waiting to be harnessed. Same world, completely different reality. Okay, analogy number 2, let's get a little scientific. Just think about plain old water, H2O. In this case, the fuel is just thermal energy. If you grasp cold, if you remove energy, the water enters the bhava of ice. And in that mode, life can feel solid, right? Rigid, maybe even stuck. But what happens if you add energy? You grasp heat. That very same water enters the bhava of steam. And now, life is expansive, it's free, it's dispersed. Your core self is still you, just like the water is still H2O. But the energy you're holding onto determines the entire environment and density of your existence. All right, number 3, this one comes from the world of performance. Think about a really dedicated method actor. The actor's fuel is the character's script, all their memories, their traumas, their motivations. So if an actor fully grasps a character's history of being wronged, they start to live in victim mode. They see slights and injustices everywhere, even when the cameras are off. That is their bhava. But on the flip side, if they grasp a character's ambition and drive, they create a success mode, where every single interaction feels like an opportunity. They are living inside that psychological world. And for our last one, the most modern analogy of all, it's probably in your pocket or in your hand right this second. Your bhava is just like your phone's display setting. Think about it. The content, your apps, your messages, your photos, it all stays exactly the same. But with one single toggle, you shift the entire experience into dark mode or light mode. That's precisely how bhava works. It's the background setting for your consciousness, and it colors every piece of information you receive without actually changing the information itself. Okay, so we've gone through gamers, water, actors, smartphones. Why does any of this actually matter? Well, because if your Bhava is a mode you've entered, that means you can also exit it. And this, right here, is the most liberating idea of all. Your current state of being, your personality, your worldview, whatever you want to call it, is not a fixed destiny. It's not just who you are. It is the result of the conditions you have been fueling it with. You know how often we do this, right? We mistake our current mode for our permanent identity. We say things like, oh, I'm just an anxious person. But this whole concept just reframes that completely. Instead of a fixed identity, we can see it for what it is, a temporary mode created by the fuel, the beliefs and attachments that we've been holding on to. So what's the game plan? It really boils down to a simple 3-step process. First, you have to identify your fuel. What are the attachments and beliefs that are powering your current mode? Second, change the fuel. Consciously let go of one thing or choose to grasp something more helpful. And third, you just shift. You watch as your mode of being, your bhava, naturally transforms as a result. So, I'm going to leave you with a question to chew on. Just take a look at your inner world right now. What fuel are you grasping? And what VR mode is it creating for you today? Because the power to change the program is, and it always has been, in your hands.